Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back. So, guys, as part of our previous session, we have seen a brief intro about the locators and we try to interact with a small scenario, which is a login flow, right? Let us deep dive more into this particular locator strategies, whatever we have as part of our playwright. So, what I'm gonna do right now is let me navigate to the Playwright official documentation related to the locators. So here is the locators playwright.dev and this is the official documentation for this particular locators. So in general, I can say, they are saying that locators represents to way to identify an elements on a particular web page. Okay, locators are the key thing for any kind of an automation testing. Okay, locators are the key things for any kind of an automation testing. See, Playwright comes with the multiple built-in locators. These are the various locators strategies or options that we have from our Playwright. Okay, these are the built-in locators itself. Okay, these are the built-in locators itself. If you scroll down, what is the significance of this built-in locators? To make your test more reliable, basically, we recommend prioritizing user facing attributes and explicit contracts such as using the roles. So, what is this, Surendra? Basically, why we need to prioritize the user facing attributes? Let me give you a small example here. So, consider this is a source demo login button. How we have written earlier, whenever we created the code, we picked up an ID property and we have a written our code so that your automation tool will interact with it, right? Your automation tool will be interacting with that. Consider that this login button is having a text, right? So for some reasons, maybe the text on that object is not displaying for you. Even still, as we have used an ID for our automation testing, your tool will go ahead and interact with that particular desired object and it will be performing the operations on that desired object, which is not a valid thing. The reason is from a user perspective, this object is not having a particular text, right? This object is not having a text, whereas your tool is interacting from its HTML attributes with its ID. Though the text is not there, your script is getting executed and getting passed. So that's the reason what the Playwright team is suggesting is how a user is gonna interact with a particular web element the same way. Go ahead and interact with that particular web element by using these default locators, whatever I have provided, the built-in locators, not using that traditional HTML attributes and all those things. Okay, not using the traditional attributes and all those things. One among that particular one that they have suggested is locate by a role. So for which you need to use page.getbyrole. So this will reflect how user will try to identify any element in a particular web page. So consider this particular example, guys. So whenever you are trying to identify by using its role, so which means page.getByRole. So here the sign up is a heading. So here you will be specifying it as a heading. As part of the curly braces, you need to specify the name what a user is saying, which is a sign up. The same way, if you see this is a checkbox, right? So subscribe is a checkbox. So here this is a checkbox. The role here it is a checkbox, and the name associated for this one is a subscribe. Go ahead and perform a click operation on it. And the same way here, this is a button. Submit is a button. So here, this is a button. Get role by it's a button, and the name associated for that particular button is a submit. Okay, perfectly all right. If you consider our source demo application, this is a text box, this is a text box, and this is a button basically. The text box is having a username, the text box is having a password, and the login button is having a text as a login. Okay, perfectly all right. So let us create a program to handle by its ID, locate by role. Sorry, locate by its role, spec.ts. So what I have done right now is from the source demo login program, whatever we have created, I just copied the code. Okay, let me copy the whole code. and let me put it here. So in which I don't want to deal with these commands, I just removed it. Okay, I just removed it. So here, login to source demo by its role. Okay, login to source demo by its role. As and when I have written it, my copilot is prompting me all my code, how exactly I can identify by its role. Okay, so here, await. Okay, await page dot get by role. Okay, and as said that that's a text box. Of course, that's a text box. And the name associated for that particular text box here is a username. That's what the user can see. Here, in the curly braces, I'm specifying, okay, the name associated for this one is a username and fill a standard user. So of course my copilot is prompting me that, I just accepted it. The same way, whenever I press and enter, my copilot is prompting me that, of course buddy, there is a next text box which is a password, you just need to fill it. Of course, press a tab button, so it is entering that perfectly. All right. And then the next one is, buddy, there is another login button on that particular screen, which is a button type. Okay, which is a button type. So here, await get by role, and it is a button and that particular chunk. And at the end, what I am gonna do right now here is I just wanna close my browser instance. Okay, so page dot close right after the execution got completed, just close it. Okay, perfectly all right. So in this example, we have a seen a scenario on a role. So get by role, what type of a object it is and what is the name associated that user can see on it. And let me click on a play button right now. The script is it's trying to execute. It's just logged in and it terminated the browser too. Okay, it just logged in and it terminated the browser. And if you see, basically it took these many seconds, milliseconds to execute this one. The whole chunk is being populated. Okay, the whole chunk is being populated. Perfectly all right. So this is the way how exactly we can use using by get by role. Okay, this is the first one. Okay, get by role. But there is one small thing that they have provided as part of a documentation also. Ideally, using the role, you have a button, checkboxes, headings, links, lists, tables, and many more. There are a bunch of options are there for each and every element. You do have this particular role. Okay, perfectly all right. And they have a given one key thing here, when to use these locators. We recommend prioritizing the role locator to locate elements. So this is the priority one. And as it is the closest way to see how users are performing the actions on a particular web page. So the thing here is, as per the Playwright documentation, what they are suggesting is they are suggesting us to identify any element using its role attributes. Okay, using its a role locator, guys. Okay, perfectly all right. This is all about a role, guys. As part of the next session, I will be picking up some more examples and I will show you with a couple more examples. Okay, thank you. See you again in the next lecture. Bye bye.